All right. Sorry, I was just sorting something out. Oh man, shuffle. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and MBs, welcome back to Hellstorm Wargaming and welcome to this motherfucking live stream. Hello. How are we doing? What's that? W lights, W room, W new lighting, W new camera setup, kinda. I put my gay lights back up. Let's go, baby. I don't have to have my huge lights on anymore. Let's go. Welcome in. Say hello. Say hi. We've got a lot to talk about today. We've got a lot to cover, which I'll be going over momentarily. I just want to say hi to you. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. I did. I did. I had a wonderful time. I had a chill time. Georgie was away, but it was good. I played some Gundam, saw some fam. Had a chill day Sunday, which was nice. I hope you had a wonderful day. You're looking crisper. Thank you. Yes, I changed all the lighting up. I've got white on my arm for some reason. Been painting today. We'll see. I had a look at a cool thing that I might show a little bit of today. But yeah, I did all my lighting yesterday. I just need to sort this cable out. I blue tacked it behind the shelf, and now it's literally just as I've gone live, it's falling out. So yeah, so I got my gay lights back up, which is nice. I moved the big light up here, which means I can have these ones on for painting, which I normally have on, but it makes me look extremely washed out. But now I can have like moody shadow lighting. Oh, isn't it nice? And you can see my screen now, kinda. You can see my screen a little bit. You can actually see more of what's going on. So hello, let me know who you are, you're watching from. What's going on with you today? The situation is crazy. That's true, it is crazy. I should update my video title on the second channel to that. So we've got a lot to talk about. I'm just going to tell everybody that I've just gone live. Let me just tell everybody that I've gone live. I thought you were just ill, thank you. Do I look ill? It's a bit more moody. It's a little bit less. I could put this. I could do that. There you go, it's a little better, it's a little more normal. It's so bright in here now. So there used to be a light above here, right? That was good for painting, but I think it always looked crap on stream. So I moved that in front of me, and it's a lot more diffused. So it's nicer. But yeah, it creates like a little nice shadow, I thought. Moody's good. Yeah, I thought it was good. I think it's good. Ill in the way that 80s rappers use the word. Ill. Like that. Like that. Ill like. Let's go, bruv. Flashbang stream. Yeah, that's how I've had it like that all day because I've been painting. You know? It's like painting. Bam. Not painting. Bam. So much nicer. So much more. Because long story short, when I redid the studio, I wanted to put my gay lights up. I was going to put them in front of the shelves and have them shining down the shelves. I thought that looked sick. And then the cables were never long enough. So then I was like, oh, well, I'll have to extend the cable. So obviously I never did that. I'll just zoom out a bit. I just put them on the inside. You know, can you see? Can you see? They're just on the inside of the shelves. And it looks nice. It looks good. And then I just zoom in so you can't see that piece of wood. that's my aim for when I'm zooming. Sorry, I need to tell everybody I've gone live. Live now, gamers. We're talking secret app updates. Crazy battle ready. Tryhards. Let's call it tryhards. What else are we covering today? We're talking new orks, mewing orks more like. New orks. We're also talking about too many battle force, and then blinding myself with lasers, maybe. That's it. Now we're live. Now we're officially live. You're sculpted, bro. That's because I'm just fucking... The jeans I have are crazy. I'm not wearing jeans, I'm wearing shorts. I'm in painting. I'm just not going to say what. I'm just going to sit here and say I'm painting. So yeah, we've got a lot to talk about today. But let me know what you've been up to. Let me know what you've been up to, what you've been doing, what's been happening today, yesterday, day before. Did you see your Friday? If not, that's cool. That's fine. Something white. Have I been painting something on white? There's white on it. Play the worst game ever, Marathon. I don't know anything about it. I know it's by Bungie. Is it bad? I've only heard all the drama about it. I should clarify. I've only heard the drama. What I did do was I've opened a big bag of stuff. I don't know if you saw, I posted on the Discord yesterday. That I opened like a bag of stuff, and this is a bit of a one sec. I just gotta, sorry, someone's trying to ring me. Sorry bro, I'm live. So I opened a bag yesterday, and I'm not going to show you everything. I've actually sorted it all out, and I'm making a video for it. But this is a bit of a call out. Maybe you do know, maybe you personally know, or maybe you know someone who knows a little bit about Grenadier. I got given a bunch of random old shit by Grenadier. Can't see it. One sec. Yeah, I got given a bunch of old lead. Let me just zoom in. Let me zoom in and light up. I'm only gonna show this one. This is just a random one from the bag. But if anyone knows anything about Grenadier minis, or knows someone who might know about Grenadier minis, do let me know. Do give us a shout. I'm trying to do research, and I'm not very good. I'm not very good at research, it turns out. When it comes to Citadel stuff, it turns out it's well fucking easy. When it comes to any other manufacturer, fuck me, I don't know what to do, bro. I've got like a bag of shit. So, well, shit. It could be gold for all I know. I've got no idea. But yeah, I got given a... Well, I showed the picture on Discord. You should be part of the Discord. It's literally free to join. But I've showed this picture. So, I'll do a little spoiler, because I did post this picture. I was sent this picture, and they were like, I've got this old Warhammer, do you want it? And I was like, do I want this old Warhammer? And then I zoomed, and I was like, is that what I think it is? Is that a squat? Perhaps it is. And I'm not going to say much more, but I'll say maybe my intuition was correct. I would say my intuition's pretty fucking good. So I was sent a bag. I bought a bag of stuff, and I managed to sort a lot of it, but it's all the Grenadier stuff that there's loads of it, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what Grenadier. I've kind of found out a little bit about it, but I didn't know anything about it. So yeah, I didn't know anything about it, so I don't know what it is. So I'm trying to find out, but also find out. The records are a lot harder than GW stuff, that's for sure. The records for GW stuff, pretty good. Other stuff, fuck me. Fuck me, nightmare. But it's real lead. I'm like, I should probably wash my hand. But I'm going to drink some G Fuel, everybody. I suppose you put G Fuel in chat. If you didn't know, I love G Fuel. It's very tasty. What we're going to go for a Gundam flavor. We're going to go for Ramune Melon. MS1 Melon, as you can see. Music's a bit loud. Oh, yeah, it is a bit loud. Why is it so loud? We're going to have Ramune Melon. SH G Fuel in chat. They're now giving us 30% off all orders because you guys keep ordering. And they did a sponsorship with me last week. So the more that you order, the better it's going to look for me. You get more off, and I'm more likely going to be able to do bigger stuff like giveaways and stuff. So if you want to grab some sugar-free energy drink powder, very cool, very epic, I would... there we go. Have a look. Speaking of lead G fuel type, they do technically have to tell you that there's lead in it because they're made in California. Is Mikey's bald spot growing? No, mate. No. My bald spot is not growing. Don't be stupid. I don't even have a bald spot. I don't even have a bald spot, bruv. Do I have a bald spot? No? Where? Here? There? No, don't be silly. So, !G Fuel for 30% off your orders. Off everything. Cup shakers, hydration. They don't have to do... They don't even have to... You don't have to get any drinks to do hydration drinks as well. Stop being on bold, bro. Stop being on bold, bro. Just got my June RTT ticket. Could be the last of 10th edition. It could be. It could be. So, !Shop in chat. I'm running a bunch of events this year. There's a bunch of events. I think there's 2 more of 10th edition, unless Games Workshop go, actually, we're going to skip 11th edition, just keep 10th edition going. That could always happen. We don't really know anymore. But if you click the link that I've just posted in chat, as you can see, you can go here. We've got teams, all-stars, or RTTs. So RTTs are 1-dayers. We've got 1 in June and 1 in October. We've got the All-Star Series. There's only 1 left this year. It's August. And then there's the team event. Ooh. Ooh. We've sold another ticket. We're down to 7 teams left. 7 teams available for April. If you are a member of the website, you get a discount. If you're a member of the channel, you can use the discount code, which you could probably remember. If not, I still need to make a channel that just says all the discounts. But if we sell out, we might expand. Okay, if we manage to sell out the event early enough, I might be able to expand the event and make it even bigger. I'd like to make it an 80-player event because we have the space, we have the technology. However, if we don't sell enough, we're gonna have to reduce it. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? If we don't sell enough, we're gonna have to reduce it. So basically, by the end of this month, if we've not sold out, we're gonna reduce it. But if you come, we might be able to make it at 80 or 100 or 120 even, because we've got so much space. There's so much space. But I need you to buy some tickets, okay? That's all I'm asking. Come, bring 3 friends. It'd be great. It'd be great. So, have you... Oh, excuse me. Thank you. Have you seen the latest news? Well, you might not have because there's been no official... Why does it keep dimming? You mean? Hello. Thank you. If you might not have seen the latest news because Games Workshop have refused to say anything, which is the cringiest shit ever. It's very, very annoying. So I made a video last week. I did a stream and then I made a video about the fact that Calgar and Cato are missing. Okay. We did a full live stream of the balanced data slate. Okay. And I did a video. The balanced data slate situation is a mess. This is a clip from the live stream. It's just 10 minutes long. Nice and easy. Have you seen my other channel, by the way? You should go check it out. It's great. It's like stream clips and separate stuff that's not for the main channel. I was quite annoyed because the mess of the balanced data slate was the fact that Calgar, Lieutenant Titus, and Cato were all missing. Now, this isn't the first time this has happened, but they were missing from the balanced data slate, but still available in the app. Until today. 40k app updated. All Calgar and Cato removed. I actually kind of mad about this, although I saw it coming. I know he can use all Calgar as new pretty easily, and I can use all Victrix as Blade Guard, with an extra Lieutenant with Storm Shield, etc, etc. Just know there wasn't any warning. As per Warcom article last October about Calgar, do note that this is a new version. Version doesn't replace the former version in Gravis armor. You can take whichever one you like, just as long as they're not in the same army together. That would be weird. As you can see in said article, 24th of October, Ultramarine rules reveal datasheet previews for new managed Calgar, Cato, Sicaris, and Victrix Honor Guard. As you can see, you scroll, and it says, Lord Calgar, you cannot include more than 1 Calgar unit. As you can see, very clearly, you cannot include more than 1 managed Calgar unit. And then it says, do note, this version does not replace the form in the Gravis armor. You can't take both at the same time. You know. Now, although you'd be like, well, Mikey, there's a new model. There's a new model. Of course you can't take the old one. But this message says that you can't take them both together. Okay? Because without talking to the rules team, because they might have, they might not have, without talking to the rules team, they said your army cannot include more than one Marnie's Calgar unit. This rule is only relevant if there are 2 or more Marnie's Calgars, which there was. Without this, without the other Calgar, if the intention of Calgar was to be replaced with the Terminator version, this one, then this Lord Calgar rule that says you can only take 1 is not relevant. Because it would replace it. There's only 1 Marnie's Calgar datasheet. So what they did is they were actually like, maybe we'll let people play with both. So we'll add a rule that says you can't play both at the same time. You can choose, much like Captain Titus and Lieutenant Titus, but you cannot take both at the same time. So if the intention was to replace it and only have 1 Calgar available, why did they write a rule that says that you can take both? They wrote a rule, write a rule that you can't take both at the same time. That rule isn't needed if the intention was to have 1 available Marnie's Calgar. Clearly, the intention was to have both available and then go, there's only 1 in an army, you can't take both, because that makes sense. Okay. But today, they've updated the app again. So it says March update. It says it twice in the updates, actually. I'll show you, which I thought was weird. Let me find it. Warhammer. Where is it? Because it updated the other day and it said March updates here, and then today it said March update here, but also it was like 26.1.2, whatever. As you can see, look at that, the top 2 updates. So you got 5 days ago, the March update for Warhammer 40,000 is now here, and then you got 1.48.1, which is today. The March update is now here. So what they've done is they've updated the app and removed Cato Sicarius and Marnie's Calgar. Now, did Cato Sicarius have that rule? He did, Captain of the Honor Guard. You can only include 1 Captain Sicarius. So clearly, the intention was to have both, and then since October, they actually released in December, but we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Since October, they've changed their mind. Is it 1 because no one's running the new one because the old one's better? Is it 2 that they haven't sold enough, so they're like, well, we'll try and sell some more by getting rid of the old one? Or 3, not any of the above because they haven't said anything. Funny how that works, right? The problem I'm having is I don't care that they've removed it. I think saying that it's available, that you can use both, like I said in the article, is a bit of a funny one because it's an article, not a rules writer writing it, right? You know? But they've got this rule that says you can't take more than 1. I don't know if the rules team said make this part of the point of the article and say you can't take more than 1 Calgar, you can't take the Gravis one and the other one together. Or they've read the rules and gone, we'll write a little note about it, you know? But clearly the rules team wrote this with the intention of keeping both in the game, choose one at a time. The problem I've got is they just haven't said anything about it. They've updated it again today. The article about the balanced data slate hasn't been updated to mention it. There's no update to the faction packs. The faction packs, which are, you know, the things where you're supposed to get all the options for the all the relevant information for the rules. There's no update as of today or the other day. The chaos, the space marine one. If we search Calgar, no happens. 50 mentions. If I go up from the bottom, you know, we just start at Cato Sicarius. There's no mention of like the old Calgarian legends. And again, this is the same for Cato. Captain Sicarius, Cato Sicarius, the old one. Again, I understand it should have been replaced, but they wrote the rules with the intention of having both available. There's nothing in legends. There's no update. There's no nothing. There's no mention of it. The only mention is it's just not there anymore. That's the problem I've got. Is it just like, get rid of it, fine. Just tell me. Just tell me. Because then I understand and I know. And you can say, like, we decided to get rid of it. Marty Mark, thank you for the 46 months. I'll go over that in a minute. I'm just trying to keep it all concise. The other thing, right, is the winged prime. You know, the winged Tyranid prime, the Tyranid model, you know. This is its prime talons. It has an ability called Alpha Warrior. While this model's in the unit, weapons in the models equipped by models in that unit have sustained 1. You know? That's normal. 2 o'clock. I took this screenshot. Screenshot again. 1 minute later, because I've updated the app. It's gone. No sustained hits. Is this intentional? Is this not intentional? Were we supposed to get rid of sustained hits? Sorry. Is this what we, is this good? Is this what we like? Now, if there was an article, Brendan, thank you for the 5. I'll do it probably in a minute. If there was an article that said,
gifted member.
Oh, we've got rid of Marty's Calgar because we don't want you to use the new one, I'd be like, yeah, fair enough. At least I know the intention. What the fuck am I supposed to think about this? Is this intentional or not? The Alpha Warrior is just removed from the older model and is only available in the newer one. What are we doing here?
Gifted member.
What are we doing? That's my problem with this game right now. That's my problem with Games Workshop having digital rules. Digital rules were a mistake. I just want clarification. I just want them to say, Calgar, we've got rid of Calgar. Cool, fine. You know, don't even have to explain why. I don't care. Just on the article that's like the balanced data slate, say Space Marine's got all updates. Also remove the older versions of these models because we expect players to use a new one. You know. But if they don't say that, then I don't know what the intention is, and then I'm like, is this correct? Does this model just lose sustained hits now? Randomly, no update, no fanfare, no nothing. How do we find this? Random posts on Reddit now. That's where your free rules are. Random posts on Reddit. That's how you find it. Or random comment sections. So, it's still annoying. The way they're doing it is still poo. And it's still frustrating to be a 40k player because they are just randomly, on a whim it feels like, just randomly updating things. And it's just like, I just need some consistency, bro. I just need some consistency. That's all I want. That's all. I'm not asking for much. I just want to know if there's a rules update, update everything. Don't randomly update in the app and don't even give me a change log. You know? That's my problem. Anyway, that's my rant. Marty Moore, thank you for the 46 months at Primaris tier. I really appreciate you. Because I am so kind to you, I'm going to add you to a list. A list called March Golden Gaelies Custodies Giveaway. Marty Moore, thank you for the resub. Really appreciate it. You are being entered to win one Custodes Battle Group, which will be given away at the end of this month. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You're a legend. And Mr. Brennan Duck, thank you so much for the 5 gifter, which is going to get you 5 entries to said giveaway. Huh? Oh. You're just shouting. George just shouted something. So thank you, Brennan, for the 5 gifted. I really appreciate it. You are also being entered to March Golden Gaelic giveaway. We're giving away the battle group, which is like the new custodies. So it's like the character, the lady character, it's the 12 ladies, the lady dreadnought, and the lady tank. All right, in a box. All I want to say is, chat, is please someone in the UK win. I'm fed up of shipping overseas, which I do ship for free. You can enter by becoming a member. You can resub. You can do a super chat, just like Papaya Pariah has just done. And you can gift memberships. Every gifted membership will be a free entry as well. There are 3 ways to enter, especially T's and C's in chat for the full details of the giveaway. If I can't ship it to you, I will attempt to ship it to you. If I can't ship it to you, I'll give you something of equal value for a local voucher or store near you. But I've shipped stuff to Florida, Scotland, Japan, fucking where else? Where else, you know? Fucking me and my post office, just like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know, bro. I don't know what's going on anymore. So thank you very much, Papaya Pariah, for the £10, mate. Really appreciate it. We got Papaya for the 10, so he gets 2 entries. And we've got Frantic. Thank you so much for the 74 ones, dude. Holy shit. Calgar and Phobos armor next. I can't wait to find out the Phobos armor from some random Reddit post, you know? Yo, Degno! Thank you for the 5 gifted, dude. What a legend. Dude, what a legend. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted. You're also on my list. You're on the Custodies. I would like to give you Custodies. You know why? Much cheaper shipping than overseas. Not to Dockshire, but in the UK is a lot nicer. No offense, my overseas fans. It's just these postage costs. They're insane. They're insane. They're adding up. I think I've spent more on postage than I have models at this point. Nah, I'm joking. It's not that bad. But if you want to make me suffer with me and my post office, I've always had lovely stories with my postal workers. You can become a member from overseas and win this as well. You can drive over with them. Yeah, deal. Deal, mate. Deal. Member. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted, dude. We appreciate it. Yeah, if you are already a member, as long as you're not on the gifted tier, you'll be entered in as well at the end of the month. If you're parasocial, you'll get 5 free entries, and if you are anything higher, you get 10 free. So, is Scotland overseas now? Wow, just up the road. Yeah, it's basically up to overseas. Where were we? Also support postal workers. I fucking do. They get so much money out of me. It's crazy. I want Calgar and Scuba gear next edition. I mean, probably not far off. Hold on, you don't want free rules. I don't want free rules if this is how we have to find them, by finding random Reddit posts that's an update. I think it requires them to effectively communicate internally first, and that's a small hurdle they always fall at. Yeah, that's the problem. It's the fucking...
Mikey!
Yo! Brilliant!
£14.97. If
Thank you so much for 20 bucks.
To use the app to play at a tourname, then they can't say you're wrong if you play using the rules that are officially published and not what randomly happens in the app, right? So confusing.
Thank you so much for the 20 bucks, man. Really appreciate it. And if you want to get involved in the conversation a lot easier than me randomly reading stuff, you can send it just like Brennan did. Yeah, they've kind of officially made the app the source of rules, you know? Like, unofficially, the official source is the app, you know? When they put out, like, their FAQs for, like, World Championships and stuff like that, the FAQs all say, we're using the app, you know? The language of the event is English. We're using the app to keep track of the rules. So the app is the most up-to-date place to find rules. That is the place to find rules. But then when the balanced data slate, which is a physical document, it's different to the app. We've kind of got like a conflicting story, right? We've got a completely conflicting story. Like, what are we doing, you know? And now they've updated the app, but they've still not officially said anything in documentation. So the intention's clear. All Calgar's out. Again, I was annoyed at the time. My problem is, my main problem is they're not just saying anything. I just want a little line in an article that says we remove these. You know, that's not, I'm not saying I want all Calgar back. Don't get me wrong. I would like him back, but that's not my complaint. My complaint is like, say what you're doing. You know, and I don't think that's a lot to ask for, to be honest. I don't think that's a lot to ask for. I think it's very reasonable. If we're going to keep updating the rules digitally, tell me when you update them. Don't just randomly do it. So anyway, Brennan, thank you so much for the 20 bucks, mate, and the 5 gift back to back. Really appreciate it. I've added you into the giveaway another 4 times, mate. Thanks to the 20, dude. Really appreciate you. Transparency is free, and it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot. Hey, broing Warcom, can you quickly add a line saying remove Calgar and Cato? You know? Josh Roberts posts in Discord. Yeah. It's annoying because I want to be professional, but I just want to message him and be like, bro, what's going on? I just want to send him a little DM, like, Josh. I would never, because I think that is super cringe. But it's like, Josh, what's going on? I would never, but god damn. God damn. Don't tell me the thought hadn't crossed my mind. You know what I mean? Don't tell me I've never thought about it. I have. Multiple times. So anyway, absolute joke. He'll just scream back 11th edition. Yeah, probably. Anyway, a little fun one. Speaking of absolute joke, there was this post that's been removed from War and Competitive. Windsor Super Major this weekend, battle ready. This is ridiculous state of battle ready at the Windsor Super Major this weekend here in the UK. then he uploaded a picture on Imgur, right? Now, this picture's so funny because this is this is the old quote best tournament in the UK allegedly. This is battle ready, chat. Look, I'm not one to mock people's ability to paint. But, you know, there's like, kind of like not having the ability to paint and taking the piss, you know what I mean? And it says in the, because I have a screenshot, the leaves are only added on the second day because they've received complaints on the first. The leaves are added on the second day. Bro, they're from outside. They're from the floor. They're from the floor. They're not leaves. They are. I mean, they are leaves. Look at the fucking basing, bro. Look at the fucking... It's none. 3-color base. That's all you need. This isn't based. This is leaves stuck on from outside. Better basing than me. I mean, at least it's not a fucking road. Fucking grey tarmac again. With street lights. God, that'd make it worse. This is already bad. This is on the floor. It'd be on the fucking hell. If it was a tarmac road. I don't believe it. Nice. Nice. So this is 3-color minimum according to UKTC. Just stick some leaves on it, bro. Just go outside, grab some base. They do always say go outside and get some base material, don't they? I do think they might be taking the piss here a little bit. Leave it out. Fucking hell, dude. What is going on? What is happening? This is awful. A judge never saw that model. Well, why would they base it if a judge never saw it? They clearly just went, go and base it. I don't care. I'm here for the game, not how good your models are or not painted, but this is kind of funny. The thing is with it is if you're at a tournament that's supposedly you're fully painted, you know, a primed gold arm, a primed silver body with the horns part painted, and then literal leaves off the floor glued to the base. That is a bit of a piss take. They put some washes in. I think, you know what? I think if the arm was silver, like the body, and they'd actually based it with sand, I wouldn't even say anything. You know? I wouldn't even say anything. It's the leaves, bro. It's the leaves of the golden arm. Who does he think he is? Fucking gold member. Why the fuck would it be silver? Look, ultimately, I don't care what people's models are. I don't care what colour they are. I don't think that matters. No, it's fleshy. Why would it be silver? It wouldn't be. It's the opposite of C3PO. You know? It's not even about like the quality of painting, because like I said, it's the lack of effort, you know? They've clearly snapped the arm off, sprayed it gold, and then stuck it on, you know? Rather than just like, you know, just spraying the sword gold, angling the spray can, leaving the hand, retouching the hand maybe with a bit of silver, and then painting the horns blue. It's the leaves. It's the leaves. Look at it. It's not based underneath. They just stuck leaves on and called it a day. You know, this is I mean, it's not quite ETC levels. It's not quite ETC. Those were the days of models, you know. Those are the days of modeling. Give me Tom Layton with his fucking mech guns, with his crystal mech guns that he made out of chandeliers. You know, I've seen worse. But this is just egregious. The leaves are hilarious. Just docking 10 points each game, that's based on the rules. I mean, that's what I would do. I'd be like, finish it or you're going to lose 10 points. You know? First day, I'd give him benefit of doubt, but if it came back in like this, I'd be like, nah, this is a piss take. You know? I always try and give people the benefit of the doubt. If they take the piss, that's when I punish. Which I think is fair. You know, I mean, yeah, get some herbs on it. Bit of basil. Bit of fucking paprika or something glued to the base. That'd be sound. There's a second one behind as well. Oh, yeah, I just fucking noticed that there's another one. There's another one. Fuck me, dude. There's another one. How did they get this picture? That's the thing. At least the army's theme. There is a theme, definitely. There is definitely a theme in this model. Yep. So yeah, just fucking best autonomous in the world, everybody. Allegedly. Allegedly. The fact that the other one's behind it in the same scheme means it's deliberate. I don't know if I'm like happy or sad about that. You know? Like I said, if they just like, if they based it properly, I could like look past it. Or not properly, but like based it with something that's like coherent and not just leaves off the floor. That's clearly while it was drying because it's on a park bench. If we just grab some leaves off the floor, you know? Bit of sand, bit of basil, bit of thyme, you know? Maybe not saffron, that's expensive. Bit of fucking, what else? Like peppercorns, you know? They're all the things you could buy from a shop and do it overnight. Leaves on the floor is crazy. Absolutely. If they were like smaller leaves dotted around on top, that'd be well sick. I'd be like, yeah, well done, mate. You did good effort. It's all about that, though. It's like understanding and like managing the intent, you know? It's managing the intent of it all. Because like, if someone came in, and I've had this before, you know, like someone's come in, and they've had unbased models, and I'm like, look, if someone comes up to me and says your army's not painted, I'm gonna have to ask you to remove those models. You know, I had this at the last team event. I was like, if someone comes to me and says your army's not painted, because it's not based, I would have to punish you for it because that is against the rules. So go home tonight and please sort it. And we're in a hobby shop, right? So he came up to me next day and he was like, look what I've done, and he's got some like basing paste. He's smeared it about everywhere, you know. Not that it was all right. It's pretty neat, you know. But he smeared it about and he said, "Look at this." And I was like, "That is great. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it." You know. Now, realistically, in an ideal world, I don't have to individually chase people and say your army's not fucking based. Sort it. You know. In an ideal world, they read the pack and they go, "Oh, my army needs to be based. Sorted. I'll get that done before I go." That's the ideal world. But he was proud that he'd done it, and I was proud of him that he'd done it. You know, I was like, that's really good. Thank you for doing that. But, like, not every tournament is in a hobby shop like mine, because I run up with the Outpost. That's spacemarine Outpost. Get a discount on pre-orders. Baby, get all your new Red Corsair stuff on pre-order. That'd be cool. Get some new stuff that's coming out soon on pre-order. You get it discount. I get a little kickback. You get a big fat discount. It's a win-win. But if you're not in a hobby shop, you know, if you're not in a hobby shop, you have to be a little bit more inventive. Like I said, go to the herb section in a supermarket, which you will go to if you're staying over for a tournament, and grab some herbs or whatever, some sort of green or brown or red shit from a shelf, bit of super glue. Look, we've all done it. We've all done it in the past. If you're a tournament player, you've done it. Just go and base it with something. Sticking massive leaves on the floor just so it covers all three areas of the base that's left is a piss take. So if they came in and they'd gone, look, Mike, I've based it in time, and they'd like based it around the feet and stuff, and be like, fucking bob on, lad, well done. You can buy wood glue at most supermarkets, right? Yeah, and a bit of smelling herbs. It'd be nice. Imagine like playing with your Great and Clean one and he smells like lavender. That'd be so funny. You know? Bit of super glue, bit of PVA glue or wood glue or whatever. You can get those at most big supermarkets. At little corner shops, you might be able to get a little bit of super glue or whatever. But if you come in with 3 fucking leaves stuck to it, I'm going to think you're a twat. I'm going to punish you for it. But if you've like, give it a go and gone, yo, look at this. I've fucking bought some paprika and sprinkled it on. I'm like, that's fucking crazy, bro. Don't rub your eye like I just did after touching it, but well done. Wood glue to grab a hand of sand from outside. Yeah, literally. Yeah, coffee grounds works. You know, there's loads of shit that you can just randomly use off the shelf that doesn't take half a brain cell to do. But if you're just going to go, here's leads off the floor, fuck yourself. How about that? Rice Krispies, cornflakes, famously cornflakes. You know, they make great basic material. You know, maybe a bowl, maybe a bit of freehand bowl. Dirt is free, stick it in the oven for an hour and sanitize it. Totally agree. If you're in the middle of a tournament, it's a bit more difficult, you know. Might not have access to an oven in your hotel or whatever. That's why I'm saying, like, all these things that are, like, readily available in, like, a supermarket or a grocery store or something. You know. Yeah, it's fucking cornflakes smashed up. That's great basic material. It won't last very long and it will go gross, but it'll do. It'll put you on for a bit. Scrape it off afterwards. You should do a video basing your miniature using only the complimentary stuff that comes in hotel rooms. That's a funny... I'm going to screenshot that. That's a funny video. That's a funny video. Yoink. Imagine, like, basing it in, like, sugar and then, like, using coffee to, like, stain it up. Genius. Genius. You know, a bit of tea bag. Tea bag leaves. Sorted. Go back handle the sand when you're throwing your victory in the sea. Look, that's a really soft spot, and I don't appreciate you bringing that up. That's a soft spot. Still don't have my victor back. Still don't have my victor back. Look, it's not funny. It's not funny, is it? Who's laughing? Not me. Not me, mate. Varak's joking that Vig. Varak hasn't got the fucking abdomen to do... Abdomen? Acumen to do any hobby-related videos. He only knows how to paint Imperial Fist. That's it. You got a new one with his suitcase. Yeah, but I wouldn't use it, would I? It's not a suitcase. He's on his jollies. I wouldn't use that. I want my old one back. It's a cool pose. We had a really cool face. I'm gonna paint orange. True. It is so savage because, like, I think Varek's spray paint is well nice, but I saw a short the other day where we were just like, I would never use this for Imperial Fist. And it's like, is this video relevant? Do you need to make this video? Do you need to put this energy out into the world? You know, I think it's a nice yellow. You know, it's a really warm orange. It is orangey yellow, but it's a yellow. It's kind of like how calling Cassandora yellow is yellow when it's an orange wash. You know, it's a really nice color, I think. And jokes aside, I always riff on Varak. I do love Varak. He's a great guy. But, like, I was like, why you made this video, bro? Why am I watching a short about how much you hate Varak spray paint? This is ridiculous. This is actually ridiculous. If I made it, it'd be funny. If anyone else made it, it's ridiculous. So. Let me see if I can find it. No, maybe not. I'm not going to bring it up. I'm not going to give them the energy. Bit orangey yellow, but a good base for yellow. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what a prime is supposed to be, though, right? My red is great red. It's not the final color, you know. Even I don't use it as the final color. It's a base. It's a base tone. That's what the spray paint's supposed to be. If you're spraying it the final color, like, how do you put highlights on? You know. But I appreciate what you're saying, definitely. But it's just like, that's just how primers are, right? Spray it and do a white zenithal over the top, and then Imperial Fists contrast over the top. Yeah. Yeah. Your red is a good base for orange. True. True. That's very true. Anyway, speaking of yellow, we might get some yellow bellies. Yellow's kind of similar to green. I'm stretching it. Sneak peek at some new orks. Games Workshop someone leaked a War Boss last Friday, and then they said new orks are coming out, and this is all we got. This is all we got. Speak for yourself. Spray, wash, red markings, done. So this is all we've seen so far of new orks. We have a grot riding what looks to be some sort of motorbike, a claw in the air, and then a Gatling cannon. So I think this confirms there's an orc character come in, and he's on a bike. How many hands does that grot have? 2. What do you mean, how many hands does he have? Why has he got 2 hands and 1 arm? He's holding onto a handle, bro. Are you okay? You having a stroke? The painting makes it look like he's got 6 fingers. He's got 2. He's just holding onto a bar with 2 hands like that. I'm not okay. No, I'm never okay. Okay. Rip. Yeah, just holding a bar like this, chap. Together, and he stood to one side like that. You know? He's kind of like stood like that with his legs to one side. So, there's a new orc character coming. This is all they've given us so far. They've given us a claw. They've given us a grot. They've given us a cannon. What looks to be, in my opinion, the front of a bike. It could be related to this guy. I mean, a lot of you might remember this guy from Forge World. This was... What was his name? He's like an old... I think he wasn't Wazdacker, because that's like the guy. That's the guy. You know? Wazdacker is the guy. Wazdacker Gutsmech. He's the orc bike guy, you know? And here's an old model of him. Or maybe a conversion. I don't know. I don't know. But this was a Forge World model. Tarquin. This is Dad's Whacker. Because we don't have the archives. I don't know what he was called. You know? I don't know if he had a name. It might have just been a guy. Might have just been a little goofy guy, you know what I mean? I don't want to click a random website. It's called buildinstructions.com. Maybe I do. YOLO. Imperial armor. It was just Orc Warboss on bike. So I don't know if he ever had... I don't know if he ever had a name. You know? Because the instructions were called Orc Warboss on bike. He might have had an unofficial name. He might have had a name after the fact. But this was an old Warboss model. It was a very nice model. Definitely. Billy's got one. You see him all the time. But then they made these legends. Of course they did. Guess what? They didn't tell anybody. They probably did. So this kind of was like the predecessor to this one. The Orc Warboss on whatever bike. You know what I mean? Cool. Love that. The Orc Warboss on whatever bike. But it feels like they might be either making a new bike or making a new vehicle entirely. Because there kind of is already an Orc Warboss on bike. He's just massive. The War Trike, yeah. The War Trike. Which is that just not a Warboss on bike? Kinda, yeah. He's just huge. So I think people are kind of expecting a new boss on bike. But it could even be something else. It could be a Deathcopter. Imagine. That is just me kind of riffing. Imagine it's a Deathcopter. To be fair, we've not seen any wheels. We haven't seen no propellers, but we also haven't seen any wheels. So it could fly. They fly now. Zardsnark the Ripper. That sounds right. I recognise that. I'm hoping it's Wazdacker. It could be Wazdacker. It could be a named character. But it could be a helicopter. You know? Because if you think of deathcopters, you know, where are all the deathcopter guns? Strapped to the fucking front, mate. They're always strapped to the front. That could be the front of a deathcopter easy. You know? Imagine a character deathcopter. That'd be so sick. Let's get a more modern one. They have all the guns at the front. That could be the front. There's some toes. Here, you think they're toes? Please no more deathcopters. You know? All the guns strapped to the front. Some teeth around the armor. Perhaps. Perhaps. What was the transport one they had? They had they had the Chinook. Yeah, what if it's a Chinook? That actually be so sick. That would actually be so beast if they made a Chinook. That'd be so cool. With two little... oh, this is a custom one. That's not even the real one. There is a real one. This is the real one. Warseer.com. Getting fucking deep now, lads. Yeah, what if it's a Chinook? But it's a bike. That could be the grot. There's a grot there, look. Wait. The real tail. What's he wearing on his head? He's wearing goggles, so that means he's going fast. So we don't really know. If you had, imagine if you had a little flight hat on, I'd be like, yeah, it's a Chinook. Do we have the original one? We do. Bruh, what if it's a... Oh, fuck. What if it's a Chinook? That'd be so funny. I was like, here's a new bike. No, what if it's a fucking helicopter? He's winding up the copter with a hand. The little grot's winding up the copter. Or he could be aiming the cannon like this one. The hat blew off. It's on the base next to some basil leaves. You know, look at the little grot controlling something. He's holding. Well, that could be a cannon he's aiming. Just like this one. Oh, imagine. That would be so beast. That would be the cool. If Games Workshop released this in plastic, that would be the coolest thing they've released in years. I don't even care about orks. It's got a fucking bike chain, chat, between the rotary blades. Have you seen? This is a bike chain. It's basically a pedal fucking helicopter. It's so good. It's a flying balcony. It's fucking something. I don't even remember what it did. I think it was a transport or something. You like technically have all the guys on it. I had to get the bike chain from somewhere. Yeah, it's like a life-size one compared to the miniature one. Miniature plane. So yeah, they've said they're going to come back with even bigger reveal next week. I'll be honest, chat, I don't care for these types of reveals. To say there's a big reveal on Monday to drop this, it's kind of fun, gets you guessing, but it's like... Cool. Great. See you next week. You know? Doesn't fill me with, like, excitement. It just makes me go, okay, cool. It's basically room rendering in colour. Exactly that. It's 3 room images in colour. Great. All players got some very blue balls. Yeah, I'm just not a... Like, it's fun, but it's just like... You literally said in the last article... you'll definitely want to check back. This might not be the only new orc, so check back on Monday. Like, they're not saying we'll do a reveal on Monday, but it's like, ugh. But yeah, it's just the rumor images, you know. And then we'll come back, and the next Monday, what are we gonna get then? You know. Is my wife's boyfriend gonna come around? You know what I mean? What's going around Monday? You gonna bring the chair through and make me watch? It's just, yeah, it's fun. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like, ugh, another week. What are we gonna see a full model next week? Are we gonna see another fucking rumor engine image? Is it gonna be black and white? Just keep it excited. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm less bothered. I'm less bothered now. So yeah. Where was I? So it's not an ultramarine. Well, it's fucking ultramarine left. They just got rid of some without telling us. We've been over this, Nick. We've been over this. But I appreciate you all watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you're all doing well so far. About halfway through the show. If you support the channel, super chat membership, consider it. We're doing a giveaway for everyone who supports the channel this month for a Custodes battle group. It'd be really cool. We've had 5, 10 members. Maybe we could double it. Maybe we could make it 20. That'd be cool. That would be cool if we made it 20. It's 100 people watching. 1 in 5 here. 1 in 5. That's all. I'm not asking for much. I'm asking for a little bit. A little scratch on my back. Organ! Thank you so much, dude. Thank you so much for the 42 months. Appreciate you. Well, I'll put you on my list, dude. There you go. You're in the giveaway now, my friend. There you are. I'll make you bold. Wow. Look at that. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you. What a legend. What a legend. Let me quickly catch up with chat before I move on. The Deathkiller War Track is a war boss, so probably normal bikes or a mech. Yeah, maybe the only thing I can see him doing is a special character or like a new bike squad, you know? I can't see them doing another war boss on bike. Like we said, we've already got one. You see one orc weapon / grot, you've seen them all. I want to see the full model. Yeah, exactly. Everything randomly went, here's a new orc war boss. I was expecting more. Is it just teasers for another Armageddon book? Is it teasers for 11th edition? Is it just a random model that's coming out? I don't know. It feels like they kind of got their sights set on a lot more. Or are they just going to every Monday go, here's another little bit that you can't see yet until we announce 11th edition? If you think about it, there's only 2 Mondays left before Adepticon after today. Fuck, I'm going soon. Yeah, 16th to the 23rd, and then it's Adepticon. So there's only 2 more Mondays. So are they going to go, here's another little bit, and then here's another little bit, here's 11th edition? You know? Or are they actually going to show stuff off? The quality tease today feels kind of low effort, which makes me feel like it's a launch box push fit model. That's true. We don't even know if that's all the same model. We don't technically know yet. Can't wait for 2 full months of rules teasers. Fucking love it. Free content all week. All week, every week. Free content, baby. Just talk about some random shit that they've posted and say it's shit. Easy money. Easy money. Easy money. Like ad revenue makes any sort of money. Easy content. More subscribers. Subscribers tune into live stream. Maybe make money. Speaking of making money, how could I be excited with anything after seeing all of the new box sets that have been shown off today? Chat, it's a day that ends in Y, which means Games Workshop have announced even more expansions and even more combat patrols and even more box sets. Are we noticing a trend? As you can see, revealed combat patrol, iron warriors, and heavily armored battalions. There is, you know the drill. A cracking new expansion book for over 40,000 coming out. So that means a new combat patrol, more battalions drop in. Fucking buy. Buy. That's what Games Workshop said. Buy everything. Don't buy individual kits. Fuck that, no. Why buy individual kits when you can buy all of the shit that you don't care about? Hooray! Hooray! We love that. Let's go. So, there's an Iron Warriors Combat Patrol, which is, what, 15 Space Marines? A war... Is it even 15? Oh, is that... Okay, yes, it's 15. It's 10 Space Marines, 10 Havocs, 5 Terminators, and a character. Iron Warriors Combat Patrol with a Wartsmith and without a vehicle is a bold choice. Yeah, they truly went, fuck it. We don't need a vehicle in this. We just need a character. That'll do. Sure, fine. You want to start collecting Iron Warriors? Yep, you love Havocs. The unit that no one uses and barely got used when they first came out. They got 5 chain guns as a unit in a Dreadclaw for about 6 weeks, and they got nerfed and they've never been seen again. Yeah, buy those. Buy another 5 Terminators, because no one's got these. No one's ever seen Terminators. And fair enough, you need Legionnaires. You know, fair enough, you need a Wartsmith. But as per usual, there is a small tax. Let's move on. We've got the Eye of Terror Battalion, Sons of Dawn. What the fuck is this box? What the fuck is this box? Sorry. So this is not a combat patrol. It is one of those battalions. And it's one of those battalions where last time they forgot to put units in the box. Which went well. It was great. This one is very different than what we've seen before. It actually won't look so different after we've seen all of them. But it's very different to what we've seen before. Where they've kind of just gone, fuck it, we'll put 2 repulsors, a ballistas, and a redemptor in a box. I mean, yes, it's half a competitive list. That is also very true. It's not a bad... It's actually probably, if you wanted to play competitive Space Marines, probably pretty good value, actually, because there is no wasted units, because there's only 4. But it says the Space Marines also get a new detachment in the Eye of Terror set. As its names might suggest, the Ceramite Sentinel detachment is all about playing the defensive game. Something that's much easier to do with the big hunks of armor in the middle of the battlefield. The battalion box adds the mother of all anvils to your army, comprising of 2 repulsor executioners, a ballista to the redemptor, plus a black Templar's upgrade frame, so you can accessorize your army with some extra Templar themed trinkets and a fucking multi-melter. Don't forget that bit. This one's just a little wild because it's got nothing else with it, you know. It's just 2 tanks, 2 dreadnoughts, and I imagine you save some money than buying them separately. I just don't get it. Arguably, the tax here is the ballistas dreadnought because they're from the starter box. They're still cheap. The fact that they charge like what 40 quid for it now is ridiculous when you can get them on eBay for 20. But the concept of it is fucking stupid. Why would you... What are they planning? What are they planning with the Eye of Terror? What's this supposed... What does it all mean, you know? Now they've done it again. Now this one doesn't quite hit as hard. Does that mean character dreads are back for 11th? Yeah, and they've all got melter guns in their eyeballs. They've tried to do it again with the Eye of Terror Battalion, Adeptus Mechanicus, which is a Dune Crawler, Scorpius Dune Rider, and one of the Walkers. I don't understand what we're doing. You know what I mean? Is this some Crusade shit, or is it like an actual real detachment? Aren't the battalions meant to be for the new Apocalypse rules? Potentially, but we don't know anything about the new Apocalypse rules. If we went off what the old Apocalypse rules called battalions, potentially, yes. But we don't know what they are now. If you wanted to get a bunch of discount on armor for Admech, it's not awful. There's a few more. There's an Eye of Terror Battalion Imperial Knights, which is Dominus and two Warglaves. And that's the last one. But that's exactly what Games Workshop want you to think. And it seems to be a running trend, you know? You remember like September, October time? Games Workshop always put out a little preview of like, this is what's coming out for the rest of the year. And it's the Christmas boxes. The Christmas boxes. Oh, how exciting. Oh, what will be in them? Who's going to get a Christmas box? And what's the value? How much are we going to save for buying a Christmas box? And famously, the Christmas boxes are always really exciting because they're a bunch of models in a box and you save a bunch of money. And then you get it from a discount retail store and you save a bunch more money, which is great. However, it feels like since Christmas, we've had a new bundle box every fucking week. It's not Christmas box, it's Sunday box, you know? It's going to church. I don't know what I'm trying to do with that. It's every fucking weekend. We've had the Red Corsairs box. We had the Terminator box, and then we had the Christmas boxes, and then we had the Red Corsairs box, and then we had all of the Chaos box got on a random box. All the battalions for each detachment. Yeah, each Codex Chaos God. Sorry, you know, we've got the 500 Worlds boxes. The new combat patrols there, because combat patrols are basically Christmas boxes now because they're also limited run a lot of the time. Then we got the Maelstrom ones with the drukhari one that was never meant to be. Then we've got these, and the ones that are like new armies, like the Red Corsairs one. The day that you were allowed to pick up the Red Corsairs box was the day you could pre-order it all separately. I'm sorry, what? Where's the grace? Where's my little grace period of like, enjoy, mate? You've got the box early. Enjoy, lad. You love that. You know, it's like a little of. I'm struggling to keep up with how many boxes of stuff they're releasing, because it feels like what Games Workshop have done is gone right. Okay, guys, look, tariffs. So we're gonna put everybody's price up, so everything's a little bit more expensive. But you know, you could do rather than buying an army, buy an army box and a combat patrol. There's a new army. That's an army. No, it's cheaper than buying it separately. Because look, if it costs you £400 separately, it's only going to cost you $350. Don't worry about the £100 of models that you didn't want.
Mikey! Super chat £5. If you greased them up, you could have drop.
Thanks for the 5. Thanks for the 5. So no, it's not like a new tactic, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, oh my god, Games are just suddenly releasing loads of boxes. We had that all edition like 2 years ago, because every time a new army came out, they gave them a limited edition box with a codex, and the codex was out before everyone else. You know, we've kind of been and done it. But it feels like now it's like every 2 weeks we're getting like new Battle Force, and not just one, like multiple new battle boxes of like a collection of models at a small discount, you know? Don't get me wrong, the small discount doesn't add up to the fact that all the models are more expensive, and they're more expensive every single year, don't get me wrong. But it feels like there's quite a lot, and it's, I don't know if like independent retailers are going to be able to like keep up with ordering this much bulk stuff, because it's like, you know, like to sell it to you, that's great, but they've got to order it in the first place, and they've got to keep on top of individual kits at the same time. And there's all these like bundle stuff. It does feel a little bit like Games Workshop are kind of like fucking you know, the stock price was crazy last year, we've got to keep up, or it feels like they're kind of like doing like a big clear out of like, just throw it at them, you know, knock 20 quid off here and there, give them shit they don't want. Like I said, like Combat Patrol is a prime example of like shit you don't want. Havoc's thematically great for Iron Warriors. Not in game, they're terrible. You know, you don't want these. You won't play with these after a couple of games. But it feels like it's just like wave after wave of this. Is this like Games Workshop's new strategy of like, we've had to put the prices up, but if we sell it at we sell stuff at a small discount, like slightly less markup, but we sell people more stuff at once, which inherently makes everything more profitable. Rather than having random kits sat on the shelf, they're sat in a Combat Patrol, which is more likely to sell. Is that the new way that Games Workshop wants to start releasing stuff and have kits sold? Or is it an end of edition, throw everything out while we can, because we need to, you know, just have a clear out ready for 11th? You know? I should ask Outpost. I might do, actually. I might have a chat to Dan, see if he'll, like, give us a little bit of an insight in, like, this, like, to be fair, Outpost are great because like they sell everything, or it sells out all the time. It's obviously good. The one thing for like small independent retailers like Outpost is it's great for business because they're just churning more stuff out. But as a consumer, surely we're going to get worn out very quickly. This is a very short-term gain of like get stuff at a discount, because like you buy an Iron Warriors Combat Patrol, and then when the Codex comes out, there'll be like Codex cards, dice, you know, if Iron Warriors get a Codex or whatever. But there's like, when there's the big release, Codex cards, dice, and then when the update comes out, they'll get another Combat Patrol, they'll get another Battle Force. Like how much how much are they expecting people to keep buying bundles of stuff? You know, I barely buy bundles of stuff. I would only buy a bundle of stuff if I was starting that army. And even then, I'd be a bit reluctant to do it. I'm in a very fortunate position, don't get me wrong, where I own a lot of armies already. I don't feel the need to buy into a big army. I only don't own a few armies, you know? And if I don't own them, my friends own them. But I would never, like, go out and buy, like, 3 Combat Patrols. I wouldn't know what to do with it all. But yeah, like with all of these bundles, just be wary that if you are buying them, that you have all of it and you have to do something with it. It can sit in a shelf or sit in a drawer for years, don't get me wrong. But like to be the most efficient, if you're saying to yourself, I'm buying this to save money because it's cheaper to buy it now than it is separately, make sure you do something with everything. Because as soon as you, the problem is with it, is as soon as you buy this kit, for example, this isn't a huge one, it's a small one. If you buy this, and let's say you don't do anything with the Havocs, chances are you spent more than it would have if you bought it separately, you know? You know, it would, like, 10 Space Marines, a Warp Smith, 5 Terminators, and an Upgrade Sprue. It's probably going to be less than a Combat Patrol, but it'll probably, the Havocs won't be too expensive. Inclusion, we could probably add it up, but, you know, someone can add it up in chat, I'm sure. But like you save money on all of the kits, but if you don't use one of the kits, your savings on that kit that you're not using, you know. So you need to like either build it and use it, or you need to sell it. And if you sell it, the potentials are everyone else is selling it, so the market for it, the second-hand market, is going to be like flat because everyone's trying to sell the same thing. So it's a weird one because it's just like I said, it just feels like they're just releasing so much stuff and so many bundles, like. And they're clearly selling, or they wouldn't put them out. But it's like, oh my god, there's so much, and I just dread to think. Like, my hobby room in shame is awful, you know. But I dread to think what other people's are like. I know it's a job, I've got an excuse, you know. I've got a second room, a small box bedroom full of stuff. It's my job, it's great. I can just say it's my job and Joshua doesn't mind. But, like, if you're, like, spending all that money and you just sat there, like, fuck. What do you mean? You clearly use all the units in the box in the Combat Patrol game mode. Yeah, the Combat Patrol game mode that no one plays, but you just buy all the models for anyway. All by the Wartsmith were in Hatchet mags anyway, so I'd have multiples. Excellent. Excellent. That's another one. These Hatchet magazines, you know, these Combat Patrol Imperium magazines, they are a trap. They are a trap. You save so much money per kit by buying a £10 magazine with a random sprue in it. Sometimes you have to buy 2 magazines to get it. You save money. You're just left with loads of shit that you don't do anything with. No, I had many years ago in lockdown, I did an advert for the Age of Sigmar one, right? What was it called? Was it just called Stormbringer or something? It was not the current Age of Sigmar one. It wasn't the Spearhead one. It was one where it was just Stormcast and Nighthaunt. It was like that era, like again 2020. And when I signed up for that advert, part of the deal was I'd get the magazines. You know, I didn't pay a penny for them. It was great. Every month I got, or every 2 months I got 8 magazines for free. It was great. I mean, I bought into it. I paid into it because that was part of my payment. Was they'd basically, instead of paying me, they gave me the magazines for free. Terrible deal, really. But it's like all of these sprues were coming through. Was I doing anything with them? No. Imagine if I was paying for them. Fuck. You know? I know there's a few people in my chat that have signed up to these things and done fuck all with it, you know? And it's a trap. It is a trap. Because it's like, oh, I saved so much money. And you get loads of shit that you've saved money on that you didn't want. You know, it's that famous thing, you know, like I had my mobile phone provider phone me once many years ago. And it's one of those things that always sticks in my head. I know it's me gloating about myself, but like, hear me out. You know, and they phoned me up and they were like, we want to offer you another line, you know, I've got a mobile phone. We want to offer you another line at a 30% discount. And I was like, it's not a discount because I don't want it. That's a 70% cost because I don't want this thing. I don't want another phone. Why do I need another phone? I've got one. It works fine. And I was mid-contract. Don't get me wrong, I change my contract all the time, whatever, you know. I'm not one of those that's like got an old phone, don't get me wrong. But it's like, we want to offer you another line at a discount. It's like, it's not a discount. You're asking me for money because I didn't want it. So it's not, I'm not saving anything, you know. If I wanted it in that instant, it's great. You save money, and you can apply that same logic to this shit. If you want all of that, you save money, but as soon as you don't want it, it's just cost. So it's just something to be aware of, you know? It's just something to be aware of. But yeah, like those subscription magazines, did fuck all with them, and then Games Workshop made half of it Legends, so think about that, you know? I got all those Stormcast. I got loads and loads of Stormcast. All of it's wearing cloaks, which means all of it went to Legends. It's truly clear out time. I used to do they used to do like bring and buy days at Sanctuary, like Warhammer car boots, right? Warhammer yard sales for my Americans at Sanctuary, and I used to always go there, and every time I used to take this box of Stormcast and shit. It's all labeled up, it's all priced up. A war boot sale, yeah, literally a war boot sale. Every time I get it all out, I'd sell it for peanuts, and every time I put it all back in a cardboard box because none of it sold. Because you know why? Because every fucker's got it. At least you get money back with Outpost Reload. Do you know what? Jokes aside, I really should do that. And you can use code Hellstorm for extra credit when you trade in. If you're local to Yorkshire, South Yorkshire, you can go to the Outpost, use exclamation point. I think you use exclamation reload in chat. Or you can just go to the Outpost website and click on reload. They do lots of like selling secondhand stuff. Like you can sell it for yourself and you can probably make more money, obviously. But then you got the faff of listing it, packing it, posting it, dealing with people sending it back, dealing with knobheads trying to return it. You can just trade it all in at reload with the Outpost, and they'll give you an offer. They'll either give you cash or store credit. If you quote Hellstorm as part of the service, say Hellstorm sent me, or just say Hellstorm as part of your like application, they'll give you extra credit and they'll give me a little kickback as well. But yeah, it's just shit. I should probably just trade. Yeah, you're right. I should probably just trade it all in and just get a couple of quid for it at least, you know. If there's a box of stuff, if someone said you can have 50 quid for a lot, I'd be like, yeah, fair enough. Deal. Anyway, I'm sure someone sent me a super chat and I haven't added them to the giveaway. Was it Gitface? Yes, Gitface. Let me add you to the giveaway, bud. Thank you so much for the £5 super chat, man. Really appreciate you. Really, really appreciate you, dude. So yeah, we're doing a giveaway this month. Anyone who super chats gets entered into... I'm sorry, repeating myself as well. Obviously, people coming in and out all the time. We're giving away a Custodes box at the end of this month. So if you want to support the channel with membership, you can. My colleague's husband died. That's a shame. She sent me a stack of his old stuff to get rid of, and they gave her a really good rate for it all, considering its resale isn't the one for paintingminis. Ah, that's good. You took it to reload. Ah, sick, Kazarome. I hope you quoted Hellstorm to get him a better deal. But yeah, it's just one of those things. It's nice to what was I saying? It's nice to have a service that just like takes it in for you. You don't have to deal with it, you know what I mean? BJ Fisher, thanks for the 2, mate. Really appreciate it. Nah, I don't want them. Well, that's good. I'll add you in anyway, so you can not win them. Really, same vibe could not be asked list individually. They even told me that if I did sell it to Americans, they'd pay a fortune, but for effort for her, or I was not there. That's fun. That's fun. I mean, that's the good thing about it's Carl who runs it. He'll be honest with you, you know what I mean? If you've got something of value, they obviously have to give you a price to sell it to make money. But if he's like, this is worth loads, but I can't give you a lot, you know, if I've got to sell it, at least they were like honest. That's good. You know, that's really good. Because ultimately, don't get me wrong, he's there to buy. He's there to buy the stuff to make money for Outpost. That's the whole point of the service, is they give you an offer, then they resell it themselves, and they do all the faff, and that's their income. But it's nice that he's like honest with it, so that's cool. W Carl. Where were we? We've done boxes. We've done sneak peek. Oh, that was the big one, chat. I don't know if you knew. I made a whole video, another video that's out of date again. Can't make a video about anything without it being out of date with day after. Is that the GW Open, the Birmingham Open, is now £54 cheaper. If you go to UK Games Expo website and you go to events and you go to miniatures and you scroll down, you go to the obnoxiously priced compared to everything else tournament. It now says this event includes a 3-day UK GE entry ticket. So last week we obviously talked about the fact that they wanted £179 for a tournament ticket because it was a £125 tournament ticket plus a 3-day UK Games Expo entry ticket, which is fairly standard, but it's the £125 per ticket price that is kind of the fucker here, really. I don't think the fucker here is the 3-day Games Expo pass. It was the £125 plus 3-day Games Expo pass. So now they've gone, okay, right. We've not sold any tickets because they've sold less than 100 in 2 weeks, which, you know, for a Games Workshop event, they usually sell out, especially Warhammer World ones, which are like 75, I think, with food included. they've clearly not sold many, but now it's 237 remaining of 320. They've made the 3-day entry ticket or event pass free. So the event ticket is basically 70 quid or 70 odd quid. Which I don't think is actually that unreasonable now. I think when I wanted to run a tournament UK Games Expo, this was my problem, is that I'd have to ask people to buy an event pass on top. Games Workshop can eat that. They can eat that and just not care. I couldn't. But £125 all included actually isn't too unreasonable. It's not cheap. I'm not saying it's a cheap weekend away, but it's less egregious. So you're getting the tournament plus the event pass included. I just wanted to raise that because it is important. You know, I'll call them out when they do shit, and I'll also call them out when they do stuff that's good. So I think they need to contact people who've actually bought tickets, because according to the Reddit thread that nobody realizes, again, finding out all their information from Reddit, not from Games Workshop themselves. Have they dropped the price of the Newport ticket? No. It's £125 either way. But now you just don't have to buy the weekend ticket on top, which is good. It is good. It's still expensive, but it's less egregious. Like I said, it's £71 for the ticket, I think. Is that how it works? £76 for the ticket. £71 for the ticket, which isn't unreasonable for a tournament. It's just annoying that you have to buy the 3-day pass and then not see the 3 days of the event. You can't win them all, but I don't think that's horrific. They've also said there's 2 golden tickets offered. One's a best channel, one's a best overall. Each ticket includes both access and airfare to and from World Championships. It doesn't say hotel costs. Airfare doesn't say hotel, right? So clearly that free 3-day pass has come from the hotel costs that they were going to give out. So yeah, just an interesting one. I'm more likely to go now. Joe's gonna be pissed he had to pay for his flight, or chat did. I don't think he did. I'm pretty sure Warhammer World give out... Well, when I went, Warhammer World gave out free flights and hotel. You know? If they're paying airfare, tell them you're flying home each night. Nah, they just book the flights for you. They've got a guy. Now you have to pay. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Did you have to pay for his hotel as well? Or is it because the AOS one? Without seeing the event, I've got no idea. I have no idea. Shall we check the AOS one, which has sold a total of 10 tickets. Each ticket includes an invitation. Oh, so the AOS one on here is different. So this has sold a total of 10 tickets. It doesn't include airfare. Wow, that's savage. That is savage. They have no faith in Age of Sigmar, clearly. No faith whatsoever. What the fuck? Truly womp womp. What about Kill Team? Kill Team, this includes both access and airfare, which has sold 28 tickets. It's half sold. Underworlds? Airfare. It's just Age of Sigmar that doesn't get free flights. And that's only sold 15 tickets at 50 quid. That barely covers the flight. Wow. That's savage. He really got diddled. That's Joe's fault for winning a tournament for a game that no one else plays. Now, that's surprising. That's surprising. I'm surprised they're not doing hotel, to be honest. I'm surprised they're not doing hotel. I mean, at least they're doing flights. It might be a typo. The thing is with it is they could just copy and paste this if it was a typo, you know? If it was if it was all the same, they could just copy and paste it. They don't have to type it each time. That feels very deliberate. Yeah, it's weird because, like, I remember someone was, like, proper kicking off at me when I went because I won an event at Warhammer World, and I got flights and accommodation included for winning. And someone, like, I'm not going to say here, I'll just say another event, and they only got a ticket. They didn't get flights and accommodation. And then there was another event where they only got flights and not hotel. And they were having to go at me about it and saying like, well, you said on stream that you got flights and hotels, so you got it free. I was like, no, bro, it's in the fucking rules pack. You know, it's in the rules pack, and I got told on the day I got flights and accommodation included. You know, I wouldn't be going if they hadn't. I don't think I was getting like. Do you think they were giving me, of all people, special treatment? I just spent fucking 3 months slagging the game off, and then I won the first big event, and that's the only reason I'm going. You know. But they were just like having a go at me, and I'm just like, what are we doing here? Like, it's fuck all to do with me. I just turned up to the tournament and won, and then it just so happened that it was a golden ticket event. They sent your tickets as a PDF, but forgot to email the password. Well, it was, to be fair, they did sort me out, but it was nothing to do with the influencer program, so that's probably why it got done. But it was, but yeah, I was just like, it's just Games Workshop deciding per event, clearly, you know? Some of them have all of them have airfare, except for Age of Sigmar. Age of Sigmar, get your wallet out. But I'll be honest, I wouldn't go if I had to pay for a hotel, you know? And if the flight, well, I mean, only including airfare is better than nothing, but it's like, if the company that's running the event won't even fly players out, no one will, you know, or like, not fly players out, fly and put up players. I think that's tight, you know what I mean? I think that's well tight. I mean, it's ridiculous. Imagine someone who won it couldn't pay for YouTube, couldn't rely on YouTube to pay for a thing. Well, to be honest, I don't think anyone should be relying on YouTube to pay for things like that. I mean, that's ridiculous. You know, fair enough, they did. It's fuck all to do with me. But like, you know, it's like if you won a grand tournament to go to the golden ticket event, you think the company would sort it out. It's kind of like why I don't really like doing golden ticket events for my events. I did when I could give people money to go, you know, because like the two big ones that we did, I gave the winner 500 quid. It's not going to cover the airfare. It's not going to cover the hotel, but it's at least something. But there's loads of events that just do nothing. It's just like, here's just an entry. I mean, flights is flights. Don't get me wrong. That's not exactly a smart. I mean, flights from the UK to America and from flights from the UK to Barcelona are very different. But like, if the company is running the event, I think the company should be covering it all, you know, to get them to go. Because otherwise, yeah, you just put in a limit on who can go due to the cost, you know. There's like a bit of a privilege wall, you know what I mean? Like you say, do you have a YouTube chat that you can rely on to, like, beg for donations to go? Which, you know, I'm a YouTuber, I love donations, but like, I would never want people to feel like they have to donate to me or something doesn't happen, you know? I've asked for it in the past. I don't like relying on it. I don't like relying on it. It's not, I don't feel comfortable doing it, you know? But it's like, you know, if you don't have that, then you've just got to be in a position to have the money to just go, or have a credit card, you know what I mean? And put yourself into debt. It's not great. It's just a weird position to be in if you're going to win a fucking tournament by Games Workshop, and Games Workshop are going to take you to the event you've won the ticket for. Donate to Micro, won't do monthly giveaways. I mean, yeah. At least you get something back, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I'm not trying to criticize anyone. That's not what I'm trying to say. But it's just like, I feel bad for asking people to donate a super chat best of days, you know what I mean? It's annoying because like companies in wargaming are tight, and a lot of time it feels like they're tight because people do everything for free. It's just like, yeah, I'll make a series of videos for your paint, and I'll do it for free because you sent me the paint. And it's like, well, no one else can pay their rent with the paint, bro. My goal is to be in a position where I don't need to ask for super chats because companies sponsor stuff and I don't need it. that'd be a great position to be in, you know. I don't need a membership or Patreon equivalent because sponsorships pay for advertising and that covers everything. That's the position I'd love to be in. It's just no company wants to pay. That's the problem. So yeah, completely off topic. Completely off topic, but anyway, just something I was a bit of rambling on. Very generous of them to offer £40 Ryanair flights. Oh, bro, what if it's Ryanair? I think, did I fly? I think I flew a premium economy as well when I went. You know, I think they put me in premium economy and paid for my hotel. It was all right. It was good. And I had 2 double beds to myself. It was mint. I think that was just America, though. That's just America shit. 2 double beds all to myself. It was great. The only annoying thing was I took my Switch and dock, and I couldn't hook it up to the TV because all the HDMI things were had screw plates on them. Why do hotels do that? Why do hotels do that? I want to put my Switch on the TV. Let me. They'll be flying them out on the plane used for the New Year preview. Imagine. That would be quite funny. It's fucking Adam and Eddie flying them out. I'm just trying to fucking get rid of all these fucking tabs I got open. Okay. What else did I say? Blinding myself with lasers. We should have a look at this video, chat, because there's a video that's uploaded. There was a video that's uploaded the other day on Reddit. I'm gonna refresh it so it's up to date. 3 days ago, it says a video about the use and possible risks of lasers in Warhammer 40k, and it's got 300 updates, 60 comments. I've talked about the auto reveals already. I can't hear anything. Is my volume not working through this? Nope, it's not. Can you hear anything, chat? Can you hear the music? Is it just me that's not working? Fucker. Let me try something, 1 sec. You can't hear no music. What if I do that? There we go. Cool. So the video was uploaded the other day. I'm an event organizer in Colorado, and I and the local event organizers have become increasingly concerned about the use of high-powered, typically green laser lines in 40k. So I think Americans, or Colorado, is that Canada? Can't remember. Are using lasers in 40k. We use like little laser lines designed for wargaming. They're just they're called laser pens, right? Right. like, we use like laser pens. These are extremely cheap, extremely low level. They're kind of like what kids have or what kids used to have. You got pointer and then laser line, which is like just it's kind of like one of those, you know, like measuring lines on a wall to make sure it's straight. It's kind of like that, but like a battery power one. So they're really low level. They're still lasers, also blind you, but they're low level. You know what I mean? Also, it says laser line Warhammer. First link. Let's go. Let's go. So they're good. They're good. They're handy for line of sight and stuff like that. They're not great because you kind of like this and you're like wobbling trying to do it. But the marker light is pretty good because you can like put it on the model or really close to the model and try and shine it on, which works all right. In 40k, it's not great because you need to look at footprints, which doesn't always work. But they're fine. But this guy is kind of saying like, after a spate of accidents at our events, we decided to do some investigation into the potency of these devices. So he's gone to a fucking professor, the chief laser safety officer at Boulder campus of the National Institute of Standards and Technology to record an interview. I feel like this is extremely extreme for a game of Warhammer.
All right.
So he's got one video, it's got 1,000 views. You know, 1,000 views, 48 likes, 14 comments. And it's like 55-minute video about using laser lights in Warhammer.
All right. Hello. My name is John. I am an event organizer for the Morale Check team in Longmont, Colorado. And I am here at NIST campus in Boulder, Colorado, interviewing Joshua Hadler, the chief laser safety officer and a physicist who works with lasers all day long. And we're going to talk about laser safety, particularly as it relates to Warhammer 40k and playing this game.
It has to be asked. But then I remember everything I know about the United States. Do kids not go to school in the States? Do kids not go to school? Why have we got 55 minutes? Like, if it needs to be done, it needs to be done. Okay, I'm not criticizing the person that's made this video. I'm just asking why we need it. And isn't that concerning? Isn't it concerning that we need a 55-minute conversation about how lasers are dangerous for our eyes in Warhammer? Am I going crazy? Like, you know about the education system in America. Okay, true. That's true. That's true. We no longer have a Department of Education, so no, we don't. Okay, true. Okay, got me there. Got me there.
So, Josh, could you just tell us a little bit about yourself and your experience with lasers?
Certainly, happy to. I've been working here at NIST for almost 24 years now. For most of my career here, I was in the Laser Radium 2 project, which was responsible for high accuracy measurement, calibration of laser detectors and sources. And I have served as the Chief Laser Safety Officer for NIST for now 15 years. And responsible for the safety of laboratory operations for laser activities. Have also been heavily involved in laser safety standards in both the national and international communities, and have done a fair bit of work on the safety of laser pointers, both for use in, a presentation environment where you might be using it to shine on screen, but also talking about laser pointers in the public domain and in the commercial domain.
Great. Well, seems like you probably know what you're talking about. So I think most of our audience probably isn't.
I think you know what you're talking about. That's such a funny thing to say after he's talked about all of his accreditation. Does he cut his beard with a laser? It looks like it. It's very, very well done, to be honest.
Super familiar with lasers, even though we use them literally every day when we're checking out a grocery store, doing any number of other activities. So could you...
Do we use lasers in grocery? Who uses a laser in a grocery store? What are you doing with a laser pen in a grocery store? Am I missing something? A checkout scanner. I suppose the scanner is a laser. I was just like imagining someone like going around with a laser pointer and be like, retrieve this from the shelf now, they can just use the laser pointer and point it at different items.
You tell us a little bit about the classification system for lasers. I gather there's kind of an old one, and then there's a relatively newer one, and they kind of get used interchangeably.
So there's the oldish one, which is the one that's still established in the Code of Federal Regulations. And that's where that's for products, manufacturers. And then there are the newer, more harmonized classifications that are used internationally and that apply pretty accurately to all domestically produced products as well. And those classifications are identified for use. That's what hazard does this laser represent? Because that class is going to tell you. If you're looking for some more anecdotal information as well, the very first classification scheme for lasers when they were first being developed, such as lasers like this, this was back in the heyday of lasers. They classified lasers in units of Gillettes. And because here at NIST, we're all about the definition of units, the definition of the Gillette was how many Gillette razor blades could it burn through in 10 seconds.
Oh my god, that he does use a laser to chop his beard. It's true. It's true. This video is almost as dry as an AOS battle report. Okay, yeah, it's very dry. We're not funnily enough, I'm not gonna sit and make everyone, and by make I mean enjoy this video for 55 minutes. I do want to listen to the 40k bit though, so I am gonna put it on 2 times speed and I'm gonna skip. Alright. But a 55-minute video.
And so classifying it, being exposed to a one Gillette laser is not, obviously, it's not a safe activity. So a classification scheme was developed early on to identify what is potentially hazardous to the burning through Gillettes, yes. Right. So that's sort of a synopsis of laser classification.
Fuck me, 3 minutes on about how it burns through Gillette razors. That's so funny. That is so funny, bro.
In the consumer market, Class 4 lasers are not generally considered to be a consumer product. They're usually considered to be an industrial or commercial product, but you're now getting Class 4 laser systems that you can buy commercially because you can buy a laser engraver and put it on your table, and it's a Class 4 laser.
Yeah. So one of my teammates has I guess it's Class 4, and he uses it to cut out terrain.
Yeah, or laser cutters. Yeah. That's a perfect example of a commercially available Class 4 laser. But it's actually a Class 4 laser embedded into a Class 1 laser product.
Right, because you're not looking directly.
You're not looking, and you have a lid that you close down on, and the lid blocks the laser light, so it prevents you from being exposed to that. Okay.
No one who has a terrain laser cutter has a lid on it. They don't sell them with lids on them anymore. They just sell frames that spin around and just zoom around and cut shit. I got a laser cutter from a company to make a video. Never made the video because I was like, I'm not telling people to buy this laser when it's got no lid or enclosure. I bought like a tent for it, like a fireproof tent to put it in. Nah, I'm not telling people to buy a fucking laser with nothing. It had like nothing to stop it moving around. If someone bumped into it, it would just bump. It had no enclosure, no nothing. I bought a third-party enclosure for it, like I said, like a tent, but it was just a fucking tent. I was like, I'm not making a video about this. This is bad. This is dangerous. We didn't have the 55-minute video about how dangerous laser pens are. How would anyone know? They'd look at the laser directly like this and take it off and go, ooh, what's in there then?
Well, thank you for that. So you talked a little bit about the blink reflex.
Yes.
Or the aversion response now. So, could you tell me a little bit about that and what exactly is the danger that lasers present to vision? Like, is looking at the beam going to hurt you? Like seeing it reflected off the surface, or is it only if you get blasted directly?
So for Class 3R, Class 3D sources, they're really only potentially hazardous from a direct or mirror light reflection.
Okay.
Class 4 is where you get into the diffuse light coming off of a scattering target, may still be hazardous. And that, of course, varies with distance from that reflection. But really for this discussion here, it's the direct beam or a specularly reflected beam, such as off of...
I feel stupid for watching this, but I'm just like, someone thought they really, in Colorado, the event organizers were like, bro, laser lines are really scary. We need to make a really big deal about it. Yeah, I'm just like, who's this video for? But then I'm just like, they've obviously made it for a reason because they've said they've had a bunch of accidents. What are they doing with laser pens in America? in Warhammer, you know? Does he show an example? Does he pull one out, pulls out an army painter laser pen and says, what do you think about this? You know, that's all I want to say. What do you think about this? I'll play one with my cats than Foxy. Mine's a little mouse. It's a little mouse shape with a button on top for the cats. Okay, that's safe because it's a mouse. All right. Does he pull one out? Go on, pull one out.
We're also commercially neutral. So we talk about what you need devices that were emitting 100 milliwatts. Our eyes are roughly 2 orders of magnitude less sensitive, relatively speaking. And so while a blue laser may appear dim, it may in fact be considerably more powerful. It's just our eye perceives it as a lower intensity because it's not as responsive.
Okay. So probably say intensive.
Yeah, the blues are, it's hard to really tell because it appears so dim. Just a little propeller beanie moment here. So with the green lasers, the laser technology is pretty sophisticated. And in the laser itself is really just
Is that what they're using for Warhammer line of sight? Wait a minute, is this? This looks like something from James Bond.
Module about this big. Everything else is batteries and power supply, so it's roughly the size of a fingernail. And it's an infrared laser at 808 nanometers that's pumping a crystal, which is either neodymium YAG or neodymium YALF, and that crystal then lasers, and it generates an infrared wavelength of roughly 1064 nanometers. And then it goes through a crystal, a nonlinear crystal, to double the frequency or halve the wavelength to generate that 532 green line.
Okay.
And now, say 40 years ago, the technology to create that wavelength of laser light was tens of thousands of dollars. High voltage water cooling was required. It lived in a laboratory. And now for a few dollars, you've got one that you can put in your pocket. And so it's a commodity product. They're manufactured high volume, low margin. And if the manufacturer shaves a few pennies off here or there to increase the profit margin, they may do so successfully. They also may do so at the cost of a little bit more infrared leakage or excess power because they don't have feedback in their power supply. There's any one of a number of reasons why. But the end of it is that many of the green products are emitting powers that are greater than what is considered to be a safe product to use. And at wavelength.
What? Why are they buying these ones? Why are they not buying marker lights? Is that a slightly dangerous laser pen in your pocket? You're just happy to see me. I like we got 25 minutes into this video and they just started to talk about the laser being dangerous.
Links that are outside of our visual range, so we don't have an aversion response to those infrared wavelengths.
Right, you won't blink or do anything because you literally don't see it.
Well, they're all collinear, so all those wavelengths are traveling in the same direction at the same time. So if there's enough visible light for you to have an aversion response, then you still have an aversion response, but it still may not be enough if the amount of power contained in that beam is greater than what your safe exposure limit is.
This guy's really, really knowledgeable, don't get me wrong, but it's just like, well, it's collinear. It's like, tell him the laser's dangerous. That's what he wants to hear, you know? Tell him the laser is dangerous. You can take the green laser from my cold, dead, well-lit hands. Collinear, actually. So it might not be well-lit, but it might be.
So that's the 5 milliwatts?
That's the, so,
or less than 5?
Less than 5 milliwatts of visible. And so, but if you have more of those wavelengths stacked on top of it, now you're adding to that. It's an additive process, and now you're dumping more power into your target than your target can withstand. You're right. Yeah. So with the red lasers, typically they're just a single emitter.
Red laser, he's got one on his t-shirt, bro. Fucking police snipers coming to get him, look.
But because the red laser emitters are becoming more and more efficient and they can produce more power with the same drive, you have the potential to get more power out of that. And similarly with blue lasers, also because if you have only 1 milliwatt of blue laser light, it's pretty hard to perceive. And so if you want to see your blue laser, well, you need more power.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So we already talked about the 5 milliwatt thing and that being more than that being bad for your vision. What about a reflection or a refraction off of a surface? So when we're playing, there are often reflective things on the game table. Sometimes there are acrylic plates to mark the edge of terrain, or objective markers or coins, or even just a tape measure. Yeah, because a lot of them are prone, you know, so they reflect light pretty well. How concerned should people be about getting hit by a reflection or a refraction as opposed to taking a direct hit from the amateur?
Sure. So one thing I will clarify is, so if all of these products are being used with line projectors of some kind, whether it's a prism or a cylindrical lens, really can't tell without breaking it apart or measuring the beam. But the very nature of spreading the beam out.
Well, it's not going to measure the beam. What the fuck? Bro's not going to measure the beam. Why? We're now 55-minute video. We're not even going to measure the beam. What's the point? Why are we here?
Reduces the power density, the irradiance at any one point in that line. And really what you're concerned with in this environment is the limiting aperture of the iris. So you have a 7mm on average aperture of the iris. And that's what's going to collect the light. So if you have some 7mm segment of the beam along that line, that's what you're concerned with. And while it's less likely to be injurious, and I only say less likely because I'm presuming that we have, say, a true 3R or 3A class device or less. So you have only a couple of milliwatts, and it's spread out across a long line, that the irradiance at any one point is small. And that as you get further away from that projector, from a source, that the irradiance drops even further because it's spread.
So what he's saying is, if you want to poke your friend in the eye, just do it from far away, you know? For legal reasons, that is a joke. But if you just hold it really high, like this, and do the laser light, doesn't count. That's what he's saying. Legally, that's a joke. Because there's 55-minute videos on why lasers are bad in 40k.
Getting out more and more and more. But without measurement, without knowing what you've got, you can't be certain. That being said, that there are visual interference effects that occur at intensities far less than that which is known to cause injury. So you can have effects that start at the very least of distraction, you know, where it's hard to not look at it because we have this natural reflex to want to see something that catches our peripheral field of view. Yeah,
a lot of laser line.
Where you can be more confident that these devices are not hazardous. You were talking earlier about different types of devices that your people have been using in the games. Yeah. So the green devices, they are known for emitting more power than the label claims. Does that mean all of them do? No. Does that mean many of them do? Yes. But how do you know which is which until you actually can verify that in some manner? That's a challenge.
Okay. So with regard to the reflection off of surfaces.
Yeah. Bro, I just skipped 15 minutes and he's still talking about reflections. Fuck me. Oh my, he's still going on about, this is so intense. This is so intense. Our laser line's bad. Don't use green ones. Like, it's clearly very knowledgeable. I'm not criticizing him. I think it's great. It's just one of those things. It's like 55-minute video about using fucking laser lights in Warhammer. He's crazy.
Is that
there are no
something that we should
timestamps
be
now.
overtly concerned about, or is it just another one of those things that you should be generally aware of and try to avoid?
I think depending on the device. So if you know that the device, if you already characterize the device, then it's an awareness issue of let's not dazzle the other players.
Right.
You know, even momentarily. But again, if you don't know the conditions of the laser, if you don't know the output capability, you don't know what type of optic it's used.
Did he just say don't shoot me in the eye with a laser? Is that where we're at? Is that where we're at, bro? Fucking having to, as a guy who works at the National Institute of Standard Technology, NIST for short, having to tell people not to shine it in your eye. Why are they sitting in front of an American flag? Okay, I don't know if you know anything about America these days, but if you don't, need to look it up.
Saying what the power distribution along that line is, the prudent thing is to assume that it's potentially hazardous. At which point, yes, a specular reflection off of some component on the game board may be potentially injurious at close range. And I say may because without actually knowing the output characteristics,
Then you don't
know.
All right. Well, so we talked about the classification of lasers.
That sounded like he was going to finish it. Did you hear that? Well.
So
I missed it. Listen to the well. He's about to finish, but he's got one more question.
All right. Well, so.
Well, that's when you go, well, that'll about wrap it up for today, but there is another 23 minutes left, chat, so let's keep going.
We talked about the classification of lasers, and you briefly earlier mentioned that that the line diffusing it when it projects a line, or I don't know, like star cap or whatever, these different things can make it less dangerous.
It can theoretically,
yes. So But again,
if you don't know the power output of the laser itself, and you don't know what the distribution of power along that line is, because a different type of optic will give you a different type of distribution. And so you can make assumptions, but that's not necessarily what you want to hang everything on.
right. So the laser line diffuser in itself is not making it safer necessarily.
It is making it safer because you're spreading the beam out over a line rather than on a dot.
Okay.
So it's making it safer, but that's a relative term.
Right.
In order to use that as an absolute term, you need to know what the output characteristics of the laser are. You need to know what the power distribution along that line is.
Okay. So just because it has the laser line doesn't mean it's not going to hurt you.
It doesn't definitively make it safe, period.
Okay.
But it does distribute the power over a larger area.
We're defining the difference between safe and safer now. Like I said, this is no hate to the guy from NIST, and this is no hate to the guy making the video. It's just like, if I'm 5 years old, this video is important. If I'm literally a baby, and I'm like, what is a laser? This is great. This is a great video. If you really want to know everything about lasers, this is a good video. I'm not disputing that, and I'm not trying to send hate to the guy from NIST. Is it Joshua? And I'm not trying to send hate to the guy from the Mind Morale Check, the interviewer, the guy on the right. Sorry, I've always forgot his name. But I'm just conflicted about a 50. I know I keep saying that. A 55-minute video to explain to adults, mostly adults, Warhammer, adult Americans, that we need to not shine lasers in eyeball, but the ones that do lines are safer, not safe. Safer. But that is relative. If it's 100% deadly, and it will literally melt a hole through someone, and you put a line on it, and now it's only going to melt a hole 99 out of 100 times, that's what safer means. Can we get some Subway Surfs on the side? Deal. One sec. One sec. Right. Oh, I need to add it as a fucking browser source. Jesus. 1 sec. I got you, bro. I got you.
Amazon's.
Oh, it's fucking playing ads and shit. Playing ads.
Spring deal days.
Chat, you gotta watch the ads because I'm not logged in OBS. I'm not logged in an OBS browser, funnily enough. Enjoy your 3 p.m. adverts. Right, okay. Oh, fuck, I skipped it. Fuck, I meant to press mute. Fuck! I meant to press mute. Fuck, got game ads now. Mute. Please. Right, okay, there we go. Right, cool. We did it, chat. We did it together. Look how cool we are. Right, listen. You've got to listen to the video. What I'm going to do something never been done before. I'm going to put Subway Surfers on. But what I'm going to do is watch this. Watch this. Are you ready? Hell yeah, dude. Now you're going to watch the guys. Now you're going to watch the boys.
Which means that the intensity sampled along any one point of that line is going to be significantly less.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense that, you're spreading out the energy and everything. So is there actually a good way to measure the power of one of these devices?
There are available laser power meters. Some of them are going to be laboratory grade, such as this one here. there are other
I'm going to turn full opacity on when he details on something that's not relevant to us using them in Warhammer.
ones that you can buy from other instrument suppliers, and they're available online, that are relatively inexpensive compared to a laboratory grade detector. A couple $100.
Okay.
Does that mean everybody needs to buy a $200 power detector? Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
And also these less expensive ones are less accurate. But does that really impact what you're looking for? You're looking for kind of a large uncertainty. You don't need a high precision 1% measurement. So these less costly devices, $200-$300 I've seen them for, they're accurate enough. And you would just put the detector right up against the emitter as close as you can and see, okay, how much power is it collecting? And is it collecting more power, or is it displaying more power than the label collects? That's your first threshold there.
Don't let the guardsmen see this video. They'll want bolters. That's so good. That's actually quite funny. Right, okay, let's skip through again.
Answers of the event and how they want to coordinate to follow and do it, and to do so, if you're visualize these beams very readily, but then you're going to requirements that are set forth in the same.
Are there any kind of legal ramifications that you can speak to, like aiming a laser at plane? Or
not a good plan.
Not a good plan? No. So if you're stargazing and you're pointing a laser at the sky, are you just kind of...
Well, for one thing, if you're really doing, let's say for the amateur astronomy, that you're using a laser for pointing out, which is great because you have this roughly 200-foot long image of the beam, because that's the sort of the boundary layer of the dust and aerosols in the air that's scattering that light back at you. And so you've got this really long pointer stick and you can point out constellations. You don't need a lot of power to do that. There was actually a study that was done in the UK where they did varying different levels of power. So you really only need actually 1 milliwatt to be effective if you're in a dark sky environment. But people are selling them, oh, you need a more powerful laser for this. And they sell higher power lasers for these purposes. Those purposes are not part of the standards for manufacture. The manufacturer is simply saying, this is a class 3R or class 3B product. Then it's the retailer that says, oh, I'm selling this product for this purpose. I'm selling it for amateur astronomy, or I'm selling it as a cat toy, for Fluffy to chase the beam around on the floor. But the trick is in amateur astronomy is making sure that you have a spotter to be aware of the fact that if there's aircraft in the area, to turn off the laser. There is a federal law that defines that any laser.
Fuck me, dude. What's this got to do with it?
You are more likely to get a laser product that is what it claims if it's their products are safe and they understand the. And we bought a few
because it seems to me. All right. Well, thank you for doing this.
I'm happy to do it. This is actually kind of fun. And I learned more about Warhammer 40K in a previous discussion. I had no idea that it was that large of a community and that large of an industry.
Well, it is growing rapidly, and so is the use of these devices.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons that I have been concerned, because it seems to me that as the volume of devices rises, the chance of what you call in your paper life-altering injury, also rises just by the nature of the proliferation of these things in the environment. So, thank you for sitting down and doing this interview. I hope that it will be of help to the community in kind of deciding how we want to go about using these things safely and making sure that we don't hurt each other or bystanders. There's a nightmare scenario in my imagination where, we're playing at a table, somebody's playing at a table at an event, or just casual game, in the store, and they're using a laser line, and, the tables are generally 3 feet, 4 feet off the ground, which is about head height of a child who would want to look at the cool toys being played with by the adults in a game store. And a child walking up, getting flashed in the eye, dazzled, or maybe even hurt, just the moral weight of that, I would think, would be crushing for everybody involved.
I totally see that perspective, and I agree. It's an uncontrolled environment.
That is something that's like super relevant. Like, I've been taking the piss a lot about like the relevance of this long ass video, but that is something that you have to be aware of. You are just shining lasers and this kid's knocking about. But again, it just kind of feels extremely obvious, and it's just, I think it's more of a shame rather than like funny that this video has to exist to explain to adults playing Warhammer to not shine lasers when there's kids about, you know what I mean, and not shine above their heads. But yeah, it's such an extreme example that is a possibility, but it feels like, like, don't give a kid a laser pen. We used to have them when we were kids, but like, understandably, don't give kids laser pens. But also don't shine laser pens at people's heads. You know what I mean? Or don't put it in a position where people can look at it directly. That's but that just feels extremely obvious for someone who owns a laser pen that should know. But also, I keep saying laser pen. If you've got these fucking crazy green laser things, then yeah, fucking, you shouldn't be using that. But do we need a 55-minute video? Probably not.
Not everybody in that environment knows what's being used. Not everybody in that environment knows how to use it, or what is safe and what is not. Perception versus reality is another thing. It might be a high hazard. It might not be a high hazard. But retinal injury, that is a life-altering injury, especially if it occurs in your central field of view. Neural tissue, the photoreceptors in our retina, it doesn't heal, it doesn't grow back. So once injured, it stays injured. So that is a very strong concern. These devices that are proliferating in the market, these high-powered handheld devices, they're being used by more and more people in more and more environments. And awareness is the key. Awareness and understanding of what these devices are, what you should be using them for and what you shouldn't be using them for, how to use them safely, and what is or isn't a potentially hazardous device. And education. Education is key. And I think this discussion going out into your community, this information, knowledge is great. Learning about...
I do think this video is 55 minutes long, because every time he answers, he takes like 4 hours to say 3 things. He's just really passionate about lasers, you know what I mean? You know, he's just really passionate about lasers, but he's just like, every answer is like, and this, and this, and this, and this. So yeah, what you said at the beginning, yeah, that's right.
This is key for everybody. If they're going to keep using these in this game, it sounds like the rules have basically put these in place and said, okay, this is how the game's going to be played. Well, let's figure out how to do it safely. Because if you can't do it safely, you probably shouldn't be doing it. So figuring out how to use it safely, understanding the nature of the device and how to use it. You were talking about table heights. You have relatively large tables, table heights 3 to 4 feet, perhaps perimeter blocks around the table. If that is something reasonable, practical that you could put into place in these games, that would block that beam from escaping the table, at least at the table's edge. And then it would have to climb in order to get out.
Oh God, imagine every table with a board around it. How would you play? Obviously, he doesn't know Warhammer, but it's like, oh my God, how do you play?
So that might be something that you could consider.
I seen the interview, just got beaten in a game by someone using a laser for lines of sight, and now he's doing this to justify getting them banned. It's like fucking like little cannon or tail or something. He's like sticking out, and he's like, fucking can see you, bro. And he's like, right, 55-minute interview. I know a guy, right? 55-minute interview, in and out, no more lasers. They'll never get line of sight again. Surely.
And you don't need, steel or aluminum barriers for a few milliwatts of incident energy at the ends of those beams. So cardboard. Right. Cardboard is perfectly sufficient in this condition. Hopefully nobody's bringing in a class 4 laser line where they're going to be igniting the figurines on the table. Not yet. I think players would be upset. But that's another control that you could consider putting into place, is putting a perimeter panel around the game board to protect people that are nearby.
Okay. It seems like a pretty reasonable thing.
And pretty affordable if you're just using cardboard. Yeah, you can reuse the card.
That's true.
I appreciate you talking to a guy about lasers, but it's not a reasonable thing to put a cardboard barrier around the entire table to use a laser line. That isn't reasonable, because you're using a laser line for all of 10 seconds at a time, and then you're going to inconvenience the player for 3 hours because it's a barrier. You chose to watch this instead of Super Mario Galaxy Movie Direct. I didn't even realize that was today. How could I be watching Super Mario Movie Direct?
Is a recyclable product. Yes. Alrighty. Well, this has been great. Very informative. And I hope that for you, our audience, this has been something to think about just in the community, and just join it. Just think about it. Think about the risks. Think about what you want to do, what you're willing to risk, and how you can protect others. I'm not telling anybody what to do with their life, but I do hope that this sparks a conversation that we can use to be safer. Yep. So thank you, right? Thank you very much.
So let's put a screenshot of it, look. So this is what they're using? Danger. Do you know what I mean? No eyes. Like I said, I'm not being funny, but like...
Hey everyone. If you made it all the way through, thanks for watching. If you skipped ahead, the TLDR is that most of these ultra-bright laser lines we started using in 40k can be quite dangerous. About 90% of the green ones...
55 minutes in, there's a fucking TLDR. Why did I just watch that bit? Why did I just watch the TLDR? Fuck!
and roughly half of the red ones. The labels are often wrong and don't accurately represent the power of the device, and so a lot of them are strong enough to cause harm to your or someone else's eyes. Anecdotally, a friend of mine recently bought one of the pin-style green laser lines and got it tested by a friend of his at a local university. The label said it was less than 5 milliwatts in power, but testing found that it was several times that. Personally, I'll be sticking to my weaker red laser. If you're interested in reading Josh's...
What the fuck is that laser they're using? Oh my god! I understand why they need a 55-minute video! Look at the fucking face of it! That's a fucking... freaking lasers on their freaking shark heads moment. What the? No wonder they need a 55-minute video. What are they doing over there? Oh my god, it makes so much sense. We use little ones that you can barely see in the red. What the fuck? No wonder they're making a 55-minute video saying stop blinding each other. What? The little army painter one, the fucking army painter laser line. Did they have a video? Do they have a video or a picture? I don't. I mean, that looks bright. It's never that bright. But, like, look at the difference. And this is the promotional image. This is the promotional image. What the shit? Yeah, look at all the light. No wonder they made a video. I've been laughing and fucking joking. I'm like, why do we need a 55-minute video? What the fuck? What the fuck, dude?
As research for yourself, you can find links to the papers he and his colleagues at NIST wrote in the description below, both the initial study of the power of laser pointers,
That terrain's not green.
as well as a paper discussing how to construct the device that they use to measure the power of those lasers. If you are interested in purchasing a power level meter for your club to test your lasers, I have included some links to a couple of products in the description below. Remember that it doesn't have to be super precise, it just needs to tell you whether something is strong enough to hurt your eyes. I've also included links to the NIST website. If you want to check them out, they do a lot of fantastic and interesting work over there. Finally, I've included a link to laserpointersafety.com. It's a website maintained by a colleague of Josh and just contains a wealth of...
Imagine being this mad that you lost the game to a line of sight chat. I just want to say to MC John, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Because when I was looking at your video, I was thinking of this. I was not thinking about this. This is absolutely wild.
Tested by a friend of his.
This is absolute. I can't believe they're actually... What are they doing? No wonder. And it's MC John's fault for using the Death Star laser. He's made a video about how the Death Star's really dangerous. I'm so sorry, dude. I've been laughing and joking through the entire thing, saying, why do we need a video this long? I understand why. It's because your players are fucking idiots. Military grade targeted laser for a game of Warhammer. Yeah, fair enough. I thought you were on about a little laser pen, bro. I thought you were about a laser pen. We used to have laser pen. We didn't have these. We didn't have fucking target acquired. We didn't have that. We had laser pens. You used to like unscrew the cap and it used to put a different cap on it, made a different shape. You used to get ones that did peace, one that did this, one that did this, you know. One sometimes it said thank you or hello, you know. That is crazy. Yeah, you know what? Fucking goated video. What the fuck is going on? Wild. I understand. I fucking get it now. I fucking get it. America's crazy, dude. America is crazy. Told you to take them off their rifles. Fuck. Yeah, they do need fucking barriers around the table, bro. Yeah, we had a bunch of accidents, he says. And now I understand why. I was like, what are you on about? The classification labels assigned to these devices are often wrong and don't accurately represent the amount of output. This research found that 90% of randomly sampled green laser pointers, which we just don't have here. I don't even know, can you even buy green ones here? I've got no idea. Yeah, can you even buy them? Green laser line. I mean, you can, but they're for like tools, right? You know, for like doing the wall and stuff. So they're not like pens. I'm just on Amazon. It'll dox me, otherwise I'd show you. You can buy stuff like this. You know? But that's very different, you know what I mean? Make sure when you go running around Adepticon that you have appropriate eyewear. I do have appropriate eyewear because I've got a laser. I've got a laser cutter. Which came with some free ones, which are probably not very good. I bought some nice ones. Portable green laser line. What the fuck? Why would you want this? You can buy one. £36. From a random Odic Force Lasers. Whatever the fuck that is. What the fuck? I'm going to stick to what I know. You know what I mean? I'm going to stick to what I know. Ah, fucking hell, chat. Jesus Christ. America, man, truly inventing more ways to be crazy. Hey, anyway, chat. W stream, good stream. Mr. Movie Direct, I know. W stream though. Take a welding master Adepticon. Truly. Lasers banned at Hellstorm events. No, normal lasers, no. Normal lasers, no, but crazy lasers, yeah. Crazy lasers are banned in the UK, I think. Anyway, thanks so much for hanging out today. Hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. Great stream had by all. Thank you for the membership in the super chats. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be live again on Wednesday morning. And then Friday. And I've got one more Monday stream before I go. No, yeah, I got one more Monday stream before I'm off. I'll be going to Adepticon and try not to go blind. So thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate you. Hope you all have a lovely day. And I'll catch you on Wednesday, my dudes. I've got a really fun video I'm working on. This old hammer stuff. So it should be out before the end of the week. Appreciate you watching. I'll catch you next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Bye.